But anyway, so now what we know here is this etched oracle is going to the bottom of the library. So etched oracle, bottom card. That's important to note here, as it plays an important role in understanding what happens next. Wait for it. This is exciting. Exciting stuff. So what I call it Oracle, yes. Not Etched Oracle. Etched Champion, pictured here. As we put the bottom card of the deck. It's the most important card in this matchup because it's impossible for the blue-white deck to interact with it. So there it goes on the bottom. Okay. Picks up the rest of his cards. Takes the 2 damage. Great. Sweet. Moving on. Next turn, I think it's just draw go. That's the action. It plays a land and says go. And here we're going to see untaps, draws a, Blade Moth Nexus, or Ink Moth, plays it, animates it. Yeah, it's Etched Champion, not Etched Oracle. And remember, the bottom card of the library now is the champion. Tank, tank, tank. Tank, tank, tank. Gotta be very, very quiet to catch a cheater. I'm not even saying he definitely cheated. Like, there's no way you can know for sure. Like, these actions can certainly be just coincidence, so keep that in mind, but it's certainly suspicious. And it's the pair of events that call it into question. So animates the Nexus attacks. Swings with both. Now, he knows that he doesn't have any mountains left in his deck. He's drawn all of his basic lands, so he doesn't bother looking. He just starts to shuffle. Now watch this shuffle here. What this is doing, I'm going to pause for a second. This is transferring the cards in his right hand to the cards in his left hand in orders, functionally, in chunks. So the very top, like 10 cards come to the bottom 10 cards, so on and so forth. The chunks just move over. It's not actually randomizing the deck, really, at all. It's keeping the same order, just largely inverting the deck chunk by chunk. There's no interplay between the two hands. The cards are kept completely separate. The shuffle is not a shuffle. It's actually useless. All it does is put to the very bottom onto the top. Here we go. Now we pause. So now the Etched Oracle is in the top like 3 or 4 cards. It might even be the top card. Because if he makes the last chunk very thin and just chunks over one card, he gets to put the very bottom with any kind of skill in practicing this. You can put the bottom on the top very easily. And now he does some side shuffles, but watch that top card here. It never moves. In fact, in that spot there, he intentionally bridged it so that the top card bent up and made sure it got back on top. 2 side shuffles, top card still on top. So if he did chunk it to the top with the Etched Oracle making it the top card, his Etched Oracle now is the very top card. Presents, and then his opponent shuffles thoroughly. So now who knows what happens. So assuming he was doing that and maliciously putting that Etched Oracle on top, which is what he actually did, it got undone here by Quo. Jumping ahead now a little bit, we're going to see moving ahead and ahead and ahead. Here we're going to see a second path. Momentarily. Okay, here comes the second path. All right. Do. Oh, it comes at 9. Thank you. Attacks. Now here we're going to see a second path to exile. Okay, so at this point, let's pause here and walk through. At this point, the pink deck is thoroughly randomized because his opponent shuffled it after the first attempt to put an Etched Oracle on top. We don't know what the source of this deck is. We know none of the cards as the player on the left. So we're going to say, okay, oh yeah, path to exile, sure. Our guy's gone. Now, we know that there are no mountains in our deck. The first time when this happened, a couple minutes earlier, we already knew our bottom cards. We didn't bother going through our deck. The bottom card we knew was Etched Champion. We did the chunk shuffle to the top, chopped it up, and then did 2 fake riffles to the side, presented with Etched Champion as our top card. Now we don't know what's going on. We start to shuffle. Here, let's shuffle, and then it's like, oh, let's take a peek through our deck. Okay, fine. Let's see what's going on in our deck. Oh, look at this. We have all these cards. We already know there's no mountains because we know our deck list. We didn't bother even looking the first time. And here we see, going through, oh, hey, look, it's an an Etched Champion, excuse me. So we pull that Etched Champion, we put him on the bottom. Now we start doing these side shuffles. Oh, look, we're randomizing our deck. But we're not, because we can see here clearly, Etched stayed on the side. And now we can see again, it's the very bottom card, move it to the top, present. And there we go. Gets shuffled and returned. So am I 100% certain he's cheating? No, certainly not. It could just be he was doing his business and that's how he shuffles. But in both cases, he put Etched Champion was the very bottom card. He did the same exact shuffle to make sure he could draw it. He did not put it in the middle. And this is part of the way you can't really watch it that quickly because it happens so fast live, but it's like 8 cards from the top right now. 6 cards from the top? Probably less than that, actually. I need to get this in slow motion. It's hard to track the last chunk where it goes. No one, basically, the moral story of nothing else, never do this shuffle. This shuffle is only used to cheat. It doesn't do anything. Or it's just done because people have these habits. I'm not saying everyone that does a shuffle is cheating. I'm saying this shuffle doesn't actually accomplish anything. It's a joke. Do not do this chop shuffle. Certainly don't do this chop shuffle as like your only shuffle, right? The side shuffle, if someone's trying, gets let them leave a card on the bottom, they can chop it wherever they want. And if he's tracking, it's just, you can just track the bottom card here really easily if you're him. So anyhow, this is what I pointed out at the time, saying this looks very suspicious. And then I went back and looked at the other, in light of the other path when he already knew the bottom card. It seems like he has some kind of just a shuffle that he uses when he wants to draw the bottom card. So that is my my sheriff moment for the day. Am I certain he cheated? Certainly not. I'm not saying 100% he cheated. I'm saying he did something suspicious twice, both times involving putting Etched Champion on the bottom of his library and then doing a suspicious shuffle with the card. So